Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shamoya if this is your first time here, and for this Vlogtober episode, kind of like a Vlogtober episode but a self-care episode, a chit chat, all the things. But today I'm going to be talking about turning habits into routines. I think I cracked the code. Well, kind of. And I wanted to share this video. I've been wanting to film this video for a few months actually, since I've kind of been on a decent routine. I wanted to share this video, but after I posted my plan with me video a few days ago, I got a few compliments on like my organization and just how other creators or other people were watching that video like the way I was organized. So I figured, you know what, let me shoot this video real fast. Don't want to make it too long, but I want to share with you guys how I've been able to create a decent routine. It's not perfected, so if you guys want to see what I'm talking about, be sure to keep on watching. I'm gonna be taking off this little bit of makeup that I had on today while I chit chat with you guys and just kind of share what I've learned this year or last year, late last year. I think it was late last year that I learned these tips. So I wanted to share it with you guys. All right, first of all, I just want to say I've been trying to have a decent routine for like the last 5 years. Okay, I'm gonna start with this how do you pronounce this, Sulwasu cleansing oil. I keep this in the shower. Normally I do all of this in the shower, but since I'm talking to you guys, I'm gonna start the skincare process outside of the shower today. So everybody want to have a good routine, and I think for us, when we vision having a new routine or having a good routine, whether it's nighttime, daytime, weekend routine, whatever the routine is, we feel like we have to do everything at once. Like, I cannot start a new routine unless I have everything together, and that is where I feel like a lot of us go wrong, because when we're starting a routine, we want to do everything at the same time. Want to wake up early, want to go to the gym every day, want to drink water every day, take my vitamins every day, read the Bible, go for a walk, get my steps. There's just so much that you want to do all at once, and it becomes overwhelming. And what happens is, after a while, you just give it all up. Like, not just one thing, but you give up everything because you're like, I cannot do this. And I never thought about it as habits is what creates routine, right? So you want to start with healthy habits. Start with a small little thing, a little bite-sized thing that you feel like you can probably accomplish, especially if you're someone who is busy, or someone who is a mom, or you work full-time and do content creation full-time or part-time, whatever the case might be. Pick one small thing that you want to start with, right? For me is my verse of the day. That was one of the first thing I was like, okay, I'm gonna focus on. And I think I told you guys this either at the beginning of the year or when I was reflecting on last year. I said I started doing my verse of the day, but I was falling off because it was hard to keep up with that and everything else, and some days I would forget and mess up like the reading streak that I was on. So this year or late last year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna dedicate my time to doing my verse of the day. On my work days, when I get to work, I try to do it first thing in the morning. Once I get settled, signed into my computer and everything, I try to do it right then and there. Sometimes lately, I've been finding that I'm not doing it right away, and I just need to refocus. And we'll talk about that in a minute, but I've been getting it done. And right now, currently, I think I'm on like a 200 and something day streak. So I'm close to having like a year streak of doing my verse of the day. And all that is going to the YouVersion Bible app. I pull up my notepad on my iPad and I write down what the verse of the day is. And I write the verse out because I didn't want to I got tired of just reading the verse of the day and not like doing anything with it. I would just pull up the phone, read it, and that's it. But I decided to make a habit of writing verse of the day, write the verse of the day. I go through the devotion that they provide on the app, next couple slides. As I'm reading through it, if anything, any line stands out to me, I write it down. And then sometimes it's a lot that I write down from the devotion that they provide, but there's other times where it's not really that long, or I really didn't get as much out of it. So then regardless, I go to Google, I type in that verse, I type, let's say Genesis 1:1 meaning, and I'll just go through different articles, and I'm starting to know which websites I like, and I'll go through that, and just anything that stands out to me. There's times when it get deep and I'm like, yes, that is speaking to me, and I'll just add that to my notebook as well. So that's how I do my verse of the day. But the point was making a decision that this is the way I want to do it. This is a habit that I want to track, and that's what I do. So that was like one of the first things that I did as a habit that I wanted to. But that was one of the first habits that I decided I wanted to do. Now, when it comes to my Bible study, I knew it wasn't realistic for me to be able to do it like every single day, because again, I don't want that interrupted time while I'm working or anything. So I made the decision that I'm going to do my Bible study on my days off. So on my day off, I do my verse of the day. Then right after that, I go into my Bible study, and I kind of follow the same format where I read the chapter, kind of just pick up where I left off, read the chapter and highlight and do all of that and see what stands out to me. But that's just how you pick one thing. Maybe you're like, I'm trying to think of another habit. Maybe one of your other habits for me was like taking my vitamins daily. That was a habit that I wanted to track. Now, I have not been perfect at this, but whenever I remember, I try to do it. And one of the way I like to do it is like, as soon as I'm making my breakfast, I pour a cup of water. That way I can remember to take my vitamins. Now, where I mess up, is when I'm working and stuff like that, that I don't take it. So I'm working on that, but picking just a bite. Maybe you're like, okay, I never wash my face. And you tell yourself that I want to start washing my face every single day. Just start with that one thing. Maybe, for example, reading. You want to get into reading, but you don't know where to start. I was there months ago, okay? Back in last year, going into this year, I was like, I want to read. And then one of the habits I wrote down was read for 15 minutes every single day before bed. And that's how I started reading. I would force myself, no matter how tired I was, to read at least 5 pages or at least 15 minutes before I go to bed every single night. Now look at me. I am now reading 5 books a month. Like, I can't even believe this is me right now. Reading 5-6 books. I don't even want to do anything else. I just want to read. But that's how your habits turn into routines. Like my skincare, I used to be all over the place. I used to not know what I'm really doing. I'm just like going through the motion. But the moment I was like, I want to have a routine. I want to have a calendar that I can follow. And ever since I print out my calendar, even though I still have lazy nights, I still hit the steps that I want to hit, no matter what. Another habit, speaking of skincare, was using a double cleansing every single day. And I found that I would have my cleansing oil or my cleansing balm outside of the shower, like in the cabinet or with my other skincare. And next thing you know, I would get in the shower, I would start to do my stuff, and I'm like, crap, I didn't use the oil first. So what did I do? I moved this oil cleanser into the shower. So now no matter what, it's right there. Like, the only thing is sometimes my hands are already wet and I'm like, crap, I didn't do it. But now I'm like reaching for the towel. I'm gonna double cleanse. So if you find that you're not doing something, figure out a way how it will make it easier for you to do it, if that makes sense. Let me rinse my face real fast. So I'm gonna continue my skincare with this Fenty bar soap. I bought this recently. You guys will see it in a haul. I don't know if it's gonna be before or after this video, but this soap leave your face squeaky clean, okay? Squeaky. Another thing I learned late last year about habits is habit stacking. Now that's something you're probably like, well, What is that? What is habit stacking? And that's pretty much when you're doing two things that you want to do. For example, this video, I'm doing my skincare and I'm filming a YouTube video because I'm like dedicated to Vlogtober and posting consistently 3 videos a week. That is the routine I want to have, or that is the goal I want to accomplish. So if I was to say, oh, I'm just gonna do my skincare, now I wasted time that I could have used to shoot this video. So habit stacking is the same way. It's choosing to do two things that you really want to do pretty much at the same time, or simultaneously. For example, I don't have a lot of time to like listen to a podcast. I really don't. There was one podcast that I was listening to called Brown Girl Self Care. I still listen to it, but my life is so busy right now, or my day-to-day with content and everything is so busy right now that I haven't really listened to it as much. So I'm a little bit behind. But the way to like habit stack is to say, okay, every time I take a shower, for example, the reading, you want to read 15 minutes a day, but you really don't have the time to read. Well, how about you just go ahead and sign up for whichever podcast or whichever, for example, I'm going to start using Spotify to listen to books, because I know that there's not every book out there that I'm going to feel like sitting down and reading. And then there's a couple other books that I already read that I've heard that sounds, or it's even better with the audiobook. For example, Real by Kennedy Ryan. It's about like Renaissance and music, so I heard it has music in the audiobook and all that stuff, so I want to listen to it. So let's say you have to shower every night, right? Why not take that time that you're taking a shower to go ahead and listen to a book or to listen to your podcast? That's what I've been doing with Brown Girl Self Care for months. Whenever I don't feel like when I'm cleaning and stuff like that, I want to hear music. And sometimes on my wash day, I want to hear music because I need to be motivated. But another time, I'm just like, let me put on a podcast while I take a shower, especially if it's like an everything shower or a wash day that I know I'm going to be in the shower for a while. I just go ahead and play something. And that's what I'm going to start doing with the audiobook. I'm going to start listening to it, because we get 10 credits a month for Spotify Premium that we haven't been using. So I told my husband, I'm like, I want to start listening to the books while I'm in the shower. So that's what you do. Another example, which is probably not a good one, but every morning when I get up to do the devotion, or on my days off, when I get up to do my devotion, first thing I do is grab my energy drink and a banana. So I'm getting my pre-workout in for the gym, something in my stomach while I do my verse of the day and my devotion. By the time I do all of that, it's enough time for me to just get dressed and go work out or whatever my next thing is. So that is habit stacking, or whatever they call it. If you haven't been doing it, definitely give it a try and see how much more you can get done by stacking your habits. Another thing that I've learned as well is not to focus on perfection. Like, we're never gonna have the perfect routine. I think when we see people online and they post like, let me rinse this off. I'm gonna go over with this little drop of micellar water just to make sure all the makeup is off. I didn't really put on too much makeup, but just to be nothing left in here. I just want to go over the edges and the airlines and stuff. Do I have anything else I can use? And wash my face one more time. Alright, so what I was saying was, don't strive for this perfect routine. When we see people online and they share one video of a morning routine that they do, does not mean that they do this every single morning. For me, if I'm gonna shoot a morning routine, I'm almost gonna make sure it's aesthetic, make sure it looks a certain way because I'm shooting it. Now on a regular day, I might not even do that in that specific order or make it look that good on a day-to-day. I have lazy days, I have days I sleep in, I have slow mornings. So everything is not gonna be perfect. Like, I have days like today, which is Saturday, that I did not get to do my like actual Bible study today. I didn't get to do my actual Bible study today because we were getting ready to go outside early. We wanted to get outside and do our gardening before the sun got too hot. So I did my verse of the day and kept that streak going, but I didn't get to do my actual Bible study. So I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm going to give myself grace and know that whenever I have time, I try to do double. So that way I don't feel guilty whenever I don't make it to the gym. If I say, like this week as well, I think I had 4 days to go to the gym. That's my goal for the month. 4 days out of the week to go to the gym. Well, today I didn't go to the gym, but I was still moving my body. Like I was still doing things that was still active. So again, not perfect, but I'm giving myself grace, and I'm going to pick myself back up next week, and hopefully I get the 4 days that I want to get next week. So yeah, you're not always going to have the perfect routine, but don't beat yourself up about it. Like, just a new day, new start, new goals, new let's try again, basically. The last thing I'm gonna say is to just make your routine fun. Don't think of it as a job or just something you have to get done. Make it fun. Enjoy your skincare routine. Play some music while you do your skincare. Whatever your routine is, just make it fun instead of just being high and dry. Like, just I don't know how else to put it. Like for me, whenever I do my nighttime routine, a lot of times I'm lighting a candle, I'm setting the mood, I'm playing something. I'm about to turn on the music right now to dive into the shower, like, or to jump into the shower. I'm gonna play music while I take a shower. I don't have a candle going right now, but that's okay. But yeah, make it fun. Don't beat yourself up. Give yourself grace. Start with small little habits and turn them into routines, and before you know it, you'll be on a nice little streak like I am in certain areas. We're still working on the other areas, but in certain areas you will have a nice routine, and then from there you can add more things that you want to achieve. All right, you guys, that is the end of this video. I hope it was helpful to you in some way. If you're really good at forming habits and routines, let me know down below what your tips are, because I could probably learn something, because you're constantly learning from someone else. So if you have any great tips for me, let me know down below. But if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up, like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.